And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the first race of the season for the season one of the debut season of the PCSRA Winston Cup Series. Getting set for 26 laps of racing here today, an extra 9 laps to what we had in both the Trucks and Busch Series races so far this weekend. But the only catch is we are with the biggest competitors that we have in this series, and it should be a lot of fun here today. Riley Anderson starts on the pole position alongside Luigi Cadet, Michael Anderson, and Timmy Turner in row number two. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup, all the way down, Betty Barrett, Margaret Jacobs bringing up the rear of the field. Let's make sure these drivers roll off. And so far, so good. As there's Riley Anderson in the Viagra car. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down so my ears don't get all bleh, if you know what I mean. We've had a crazy race weekend. Our Truck Series race went calm and clean, had one caution. Our Busch Series race started off with a big one on lap number one in yesterday's race. And then we went green the rest of the way. With an extra 9 laps these drivers are going to run here today, what will we see here today that we didn't see in our race weekend so far? We're going to have to wait and see. The other thing that, brings another question up is, a lot of drivers were concerned about this race, and it's weird that they're racing this track as the season opener compared to when we used to do the seasons at Daytona. So we're going to have to wait and see how that will play out during the course of this race. But it's time to go Winston Cup racing here on the PCSRA Radio Network. Here we go. We're green for the first ever Winston Cup race for the PCSRA. Let's do it. A lot of names on here that doesn't surprise me to see that are in this series, but a couple of people do surprise me. Luigi Cadet in the 45 is one of those drivers. That's a surprise. Is a surprise. Because the only time we've seen Luigi Cadet has been the ARCA East series. We have not seen him anything else since until this weekend. Riley Anderson going to lead. Here comes Zachary Taylor in the Kodak Pontiac. This is the car that Courtney Lynn raced in the Diva Series last season. Diva Cup finished in the top 5 in the points table. Look at that, 255. Whew, these cars are going to have horsepower. Mia Watts in the 42, being drafted by Brooklyn Carter in the 25. We saw Donovan Carter sometime this weekend. I think he took part in the Busch Series race yesterday. Actually, let me go double check that to be sure. Or did he take part in the Truck Series race? I think he took part in the truck race. Let me go double check. Yeah, he took part in the truck race, ended up 21st, so. There's Jerry Harvick. This is a driver who does not surprise me because the last time Jerry Harvick ran in a Cup Premier event for PCSRA was the Monster Energy Series back in the day. Of course, he's with Zachary Fitzwater, as who we have sent prayers to him for his recovery. As we're going to look at the back of the field, Cody Smart, J TwoTwo, the final ever Monster Energy champion. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Ashley Horton, surprised to see her in the Cup Series. B Ericsson, the 41. That's Tatum Wright in the 0. That's Betty Johnson, the 22. Jessica Miller in the 9. Brittany White, A Crenshaw. Following her older sister, Maddie. That's ironic. Monica Towns. Cadets already dropped back several positions. That's Spaniard driver Elena Aurora. And who is behind Elena Aurora? That was Sean Art in the 7. We've seen his sister Jessie this weekend in the Truck Series. And we won't see her until we go to Martinsville in a couple of weeks. As Zachary Taylor still leads, his teammate and owner from Indiana Motorsports, Matty Crenshaw, or is that Brooklyn Carter? I think that's Brooklyn Carter. Yeah, that's Brooklyn Carter. By the way, Brooklyn Carter is having a birthday today here in 20, as of this video, as of this recording. Happy birthday, Brooklyn. You know, it really feels weird that we're starting off this season with a super speedway, which does not surprise you all. But next week, we're going to start our first road course race. Normally, on the schedule, when I do like a Cup Series schedule or any other kind of schedule, we don't start a road course race on the second race weekend. We normally go, like, I think, race 12 or 13 or later in the calendar for the first road course race. Next week, these drivers will already have a road course race under their belt. So it already feels weird that we're already got a road course under our belt right before a mile and a half or a short track. Now, hopefully these drivers learn to be a little bit patient in this race, because I talked about the 2 races we had here this weekend. Truck Series, like I said, went to almost 10 to go until we had the big wreck, and then we had the lap 1 big wreck in the Busch race yesterday. So I wonder if these drivers are thinking, okay, let's not be aggressive, let's be smart. That's what I'm thinking these drivers are doing. And so far, whatever they're doing, it's working. Because they haven't caused any issues so far yet. However, I suspect that will change soon. As we're seeing Zachary Taylor's, Tatum Wright's already dropped back to the rear. Ashley Horton for MBV Racing, right behind the 5 of Courtney Lynn. It's taken on board a Brittany White. You'll see what kind of chaos you see in front of her. Another thing we haven't dealt with this weekend is cloud cover. This track is cloudy, and that's either a good thing or that's a bad thing. But for these drivers, it's a good thing, because both races we've had here this weekend have been in the sunshine. So with a cloudy race, grip's going to be high, speeds are going to be high, and handling's not going to be an issue. And that's probably a good thing. Handling's not going to be an issue, because when the sun is out, handling becomes an issue and it gets slicker and slicker. Here, when it's cloudy, you have a lot of grip. And it's probably a good thing you'll have a lot of grip. Betty Johnson right there in the 21st position for the Cat, and that Cat 22. her girlfriend and teammate Annie Thomas in the Stacker 2 Dodge. Both of them are out of Bill Davis Racing. Michael Anderson, who we haven't seen him since the Amateur Series, the 2023 season. Surprising to see him up here at the front. And surprising, or not surprising, Zachary Taylor is currently leading this race. We're nearing the midway point, and so far we have not had a caution yet, but I suspect that might change. It's like Mia Watts had to get out of the throttle. That held up that outside line. And I see some damage to the 24 of Brenda Eveling. Yeah, look at that hood buckle. That's not good at an aerodynamic racetrack. Oh, that's definitely going to kill her speed. That's a tough break for Brenda Eveling. Look at the result right here. Ooh, we might have a wreck here. Oh, got somebody down low. That's extra. Or Cody Smart. And there they go. Big wreck in turn number 3. Marty Stevens around. Ashley Reynolds, Cody Smart. That will not bring out the caution. Do I have cautions turned on? Yes, I do. Caution is not out. Ponzo Albanese, Luigi Cadet, Betty Johnson, Brenda Eveling's coming to pit road. No caution. We're going to stay under the green. We will have to take a look at a replay. Mia Watts, I think, has rear end damage on her Texaco Havoline Dodge. As they go through that smoke screen in turn number 3, how that was not a yellow, I don't know. As we're now midway through this race of the Coca-Cola 499 that I forgot to tell you all, as Cody Smart's about to get lapped by Zachary Taylor. Oh, and Cody just sideswiped Taylor. What was that all about? Remember, these two have a history on Triple P, Cody Smart and Taylor. I think Cody Smart's not up to speed, or either that or he's got so much problems. I have a bad feeling Cody's going to cause a wreck. And he's got a lot of damage on the Altel Dodge, so this is not a good start to the season for Cody, nor Brenda Eveling, sorry. But Cody was the one who drove down on the apron and caused that incident, so... And, I'm thinking while this is going on, we should go ahead and jump back and look at a replay to see what happened to cause that big wreck so far. So, if trouble breaks out, we'll break in. But for now, we're going to jump back and look at a replay to find out what happened to Brenda Eveling, rather. And also that incident did bring out of cautions. We're nearing 10 to go here at Coca-Cola. Well, you got to feel for Brenda Eveling, as she was a victim of this first incident. Just looks like she just got in the right rear of the Texaco Havoline Dodge, and right there's where the hood buckle is, as they went both in the wall. How they kept it together, I don't know, but that's where Brenda Eveling got the front end damage on her DuPont Chevrolet. She ran the back of the 42. I think the 42 thought she was clear, which was Mia Watts. She thought she was clear. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Contact there between the 32 and the 31. How that was not a wreck, I don't know, but that's a tough break for Brenda Eveling. Was running in the top 10 at the time. She's going to have a pretty poor finish as far as that's concerned. So that's what happened there. Now let's see what happened to Cody Smart that didn't bring out the yellow. This is what happened with Cody Smart, as looks like he got together with Marty Stevens. This would explain, and this is all because of the stack up of trying to get around the 24 with all that front end damage. There's where Marty Stevens and Cody made contact. But then Cody just doesn't slow down. He gets back on the track like this. But then he's going to hit the apron. And we talked about this apron a lot. When he carried a little too much speed, gets into the 97, into the 22. 88 goes into the wall. I don't know how that was not a yellow with the 88 spun 360 degrees. There's where Luigi Cadet got involved. Betty Johnson, Ponzo Albanese. Johnson is out of the race along with Ashley Reynolds and possibly Luigi Cadet. That's a tough break for Betty Johnson. Had high hopes going into this race, and unfortunately, she is not going to see the checker flag. And you see, Brenda Eveling did come to pit road because of that damage. So that's what didn't bring out the caution. Those two incidents. Let's go back to live action at Coca-Cola. Welcome back to Coca-Cola as we're back to live action here. Zachary Taylor still your race leader. Luke Knight in second and Brooklyn Carter in third. Drivers out of the race from the incidents that we saw there, only 4 to be exact. They are, making sure I do not derp, they are Luigi Cadet, tough break for him in his debut, Ponzo Albanese, Ashley Reynolds, and Betty Johnson. Cody Smart and Brenda Eveling are 1 lap down. We have 34 drivers on the lead lap. That's a tough break, as when will they catch the 97, as Brenda Eveling has no hood. There's the 97. On the front straightaway, we're, by the way, at 10 laps of racing to go, as I almost dropped my phone. That's a tough break for a couple of drivers who really needed some high expectations, as Zachary Taylor just lost the lead to Luke Knight in the Coors Light Dodge for Chip Ganassi Racing. Still a nice run for Zachary Taylor. Brooklyn Carter's in third, but she's going to get reeled in by Brad Lewis and Melissa Cooper. Good run for Betty Barrett. S Ard running in sixth. Seventh is Riley Anderson. J TwoTwo and Hannah Smith right now are your top 10. Brenda Eveling will be the next car they're going to encounter. She's running 2:15 at the end of the corner. These cars are getting closer to 2:50, so that's a total of 35 miles an hour off the pace for Brenda Eveling. As Luke Knight had to get out of the throttle because his car got a little tight through the center of the corner, and Zachary Taylor's going to take the lead. Zachary Taylor has led the most laps so far in this race. If you're Betty Johnson, Ashley Reynolds, Luigi Cadet, and who is in the 11? Ponzo Albanese, this is only race 1 of 36. So they have a lot of time to try to get some wins to get themselves into the top 30 in the points table for their win to count, if they get a win this season, to count for a playoff berth. So, and we know Betty Johnson is going to be good at road course racing next week when we head to Sonoma, which hope you'll join us for that. That'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time green flag, as they have caught Brenda Eveling, and, well, she's being Zachary Taylor's favorite friend, because remember, Zachary Taylor just signed Brenda Eveling, and she held up Luke Knight. Oh, here comes the 49. Look out. 49 had a head of steam. That was Barrett. S Ard nearly ran the back of the 1-800-call AT&T Dodge for BAM Racing, as Sean is now moved up in the top 10 as or top 5 as a result. That was a close call there. And the next, oh, look out. Marty Stevens, Cody Smart not done messing with each other. That could have been ugly. Zachary Taylor still leads. This time Riley Anderson in second, Melissa Cooper in third. Good run for Hannah Smith in the top 10 as a result. And they're about to catch Cody soon, so Cody could play a major factor in this race. Riley Anderson going to play a factor in passing Taylor before they get to Cody. But if they go side by side, that's going to allow the 43 to catch up. As we have 3 laps of racing to go here at Coca-Cola. Riley Anderson got cleared. Cody Smart held up Taylor just a wee bit. Luke Knight needs to get around Cody. Does so. 17 did likewise. Oh, contact between Cody Smart and Brooklyn Carter. Cody was not being smart, getting out of the way, and just sideswiped the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. 2 to go. And Marty Stevens, who Cody Smart got together with, they're about to lap. Remember, that's Riley Anderson's teammate, believe it or not. Taylor goes to the inside. The problem is, where's the 97 going to be? That's going to be the other problem you got to think about. Oh, goes to the bottom. That's not going to be good for Taylor. Unless he can get cleared. Oh no, Riley Anderson's going to get screwed out of a win because of her teammate. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Mia Watts is up the road, but it's not going to matter. And Riley just got screwed out of this win because of her teammate in the way. That might have sealed it unless the 43 can get to the 4. I don't think they're going to get to the 4, unfortunately. That sucks for Riley Anderson, who just lost the chance to win this race because of her teammate. But that's going to help Zachary Taylor. Oh, the 6 blew up! So that makes it even worse. Taylor wins! The 6 blew up! Oh, no! The 6 went from possibly winning the race to outside the top 30. Oh my God. Wow. That's heartbreaking for Riley Anderson. And for Zachary Taylor, has he unofficially locked himself a spot in the playoffs? Caution's out. Doesn't even matter. Race is over anyway. I can't believe that. Oh my God. What a way to finish off this race weekend, y'all. Zachary Taylor is the winner. Brad Lewis will get second as a result of that. Luke Knight, Melissa Cooper, Sean Art, Brooklyn Carter, Betty Barrett, J TwoTwo, Josephine Bouvier, and Michael Anderson, a quiet run in the top 10. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, Riley Anderson was second, came home 30th. But she did finish the race. I will give her that. So she will count as a finisher. 33 cars finished on the lead lap. Mia Watts was the last of them. Cody Smart, Brenda Eveling, Marty Stevens, Cody Smart, Brenda Eveling finished one or more laps down. And then 4 drivers did not get to the checker flag. They are Luigi Cadet, Ponzo Albanese, Ashley Reynolds, and Betty Johnson. So, what a great way to finish off the weekend. And has Zachary Taylor locked himself a spot in the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you all for joining me for today's race here at Coca-Cola. If you enjoyed this race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We showed your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week at Sonoma. It will be Busch and Cup coming your way from the road course of Sonoma, Infineon Raceway, or Sears Points Raceway in Northern California. Until then, I've been Devil signing off. You've been watching yet another broadcast of PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and the best in racing since 2017. So long from Coca-Cola.